Howdy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Crinetix,
And I'm Stoic, and this is the Community Chat Show.
your one-stop shop for all the latest in the CCS community. Speaking of, we have a very special shout-out to give to the winners of the latest CCS mini tourney, the Cutie Cuddle Squad. So shout out to Meso Stables, Asthma Chad, Immerin, Crushnator, and the Mainski. Congratulations on your victory.
With us today is our very special guest, Ewok-Thor, tank and assistant captain for the NGS Season 11 team currently chasing Samuro, CCS 8. Ewok, welcome to the show. We're so glad you're here. Tell us about
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. So everybody knows I'm Ewok, French, Latino, Canadian. That's why you hear my accent also when I speak in English. Very difficult for me. So yes, I am a main tank, also main healer, bisexual for the LGBTQ community. Also for those who didn't know, and those that didn't know, well, here's my coming out. Mostly everybody knows already. But yeah, this is me, Ewok.
Amazing. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but you said you do both tanking and you do healing. You've got Ewok and you've got Thor. What's in the name in Ewok-Thor? Help us understand.
Okay, Ewok-Thor. It's two different names in one. Ewok comes from my cooking restaurant experience. It all started way back in like the 2005 when I started cooking. I was smaller, same height for real, chubbier, uh, more beard, more hair, way more hair. So one of my chefs told me, "Hey, new guy, you look like an Ewok. Okay, we're gonna stick you with Ewok," and it stayed for like 3 years. So I use it as a gamer tag. Now Torodes is from Thor. Thor is short for Torodes. Torodes is my shaman in World of Warcraft. One of my first shaman in World of Warcraft. I wanted something with Thor in it, but with Spanish vibe, Latino vibe. So I found Torodes by like all this like random. And then I was like, it hit me, Torodes. But it was too long to put it as a Twitch, Instagram, or Twitter account. So I just cut Odes and just Ewok-Thor. And I saw it fitted so well. As both names are two different universe, so is my experience in arts as tank and healer, two different sideways. I feel like I've been a main healer before coming to CCS8, and when I came to CCS8 as a main tank, I think the healer's perspective gave me a more better idea how to position myself, or at least to tank a little bit more. So both of those roles helped me a little more to grow as a HUTS player, also.
Amazing. I mean, that's awesome. I think everyone really should know how to play at least another role. It helps them to have the perspective of what your teammates are looking for, what your opponents are looking
Agree.
for. So that's awesome. Um, if you don't mind us like rewinding to the beginning, how did you get started with Heroes of the Storm? Like, what's your were you playing competitively StarCraft 2 before this, or where'd you come from?
It comes from World of Warcraft. At first, I didn't want to play UTS because lots of my friends played League of Legends. And in my head, UTS was same thing as League of Legends, and I really didn't like League of Legends. I still don't like it, but yeah. So my guild in World of Warcraft wanted to play UTS and make a team for. At that time, I think it was Cherry League that was before he was launched, or something like that. So we created a team, and that's why I started my ads route. I think it was at the Cho'Gall patch, if I remember well.
I'm just quickly googling Cho'Gall patch to see when that was. Wow. Okay. So back 2015. So this is a long time ago.
Wow,
Five and a
long
half
time.
five and a
Yeah.
half years ago.
Damn. Sorry.
No, that's one of two.
I don't want to be muted by the.
Bot is always listening. Um, so you came in during the Choco patch. Were you already on the healer tank train then, or was this something that like what did you play back then?
Uh, it was DPS. Classic DPS. Like you started, you play DPS, and then I started being fully solo laner. When I enter my first friend team, that's where I met Norseman entered with ED, good friends with me. Uh, I played that role was solo laner. That's where I started the 5-man format uh, ideology of Heroes of the Storm.
Could you expand on that? Like the what you mean by the 5-man format ideology?
Uh, when you start playing solo with a friend, you either like duo with QMs on ranks or Storm League, and you play however you want. You're not being coached, you don't be trained, you don't know how to or to be guided in the game. Like you just go where's the lane is empty. Like if you don't see nobody, if you're healer, I'm gonna soak top lane, but maybe you should not be. You should be with the team. So, and the vocal part also. You don't talk, you don't tell informations. You just like play to play. In the 5-man format, you have to communicate with all the other peoples in your team, and everybody has to follow as the same entity. But before knowing that format, you just play blindedly. Like you just go there because you have to go there, or you think you need to go there. But when the teams really needs you somewhere else, for example. So that's why I say the 5-man format. Like everybody has a role, but everybody moves together as a single unit. And people, when they start playing the game, we just play at the beginning like randomly, and you just go and go and go, and then you blame the others because the others are not doing what you think it's doing. But maybe us new players, let's say, don't know where we're supposed to be.
So was adapting to this new like non QM ideology. Was that at the time that your WoW guild was getting into chair league, or was this a little bit later when you mentioned that you got on with the French team?
That was later. That was very, very later. I'll be honest. When I was with my WoW guild, I'm still with them now, but we're like everybody has a life, so we're not fully raiding, let's say, but we do try. At that time, I'll be honest, I was thinking I was the hotshot. I was the best in the DPS. I was like, oh, I'm playing Lunara. I'm very ungodlike, but no Ewok. No, just stop. So when I was in the French team, I had a master at that time. He was a coach. Well, kind of learning. He was learning to coach, and that's where I realized what was a real format. 5-man people like communicating, calling information, calling spells or abilities, or the other team stuff where they at, and all the macro micro team fight management and everything. So it was very after the guild wow.
Okay. And you mentioned kind of having these this kind of uh, a brainer moment, right? Like thinking you're the best and whatever. And so was there like one particular moment that broke your brainer syndrome, or did you like is that something that your trainer kind of worked out of you, or your coach?
I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like when I was with the Wall Guild at the end of the season, we all targeted and said said our flaws, and the raid leader, that was the captain of the UTS team, really said like I was the weakest point, and that hurt me. And with the new French team, that's where I realized when the coach master was like talking what we're supposed to do, what's supposed to be doing. and watching VODs, that's where it clicked me. Okay, I really wasn't that good, and I really needed more map awareness. That was the most thing I think I lack was the map awareness. Because in the solo lane I was just tunnel vision my solo lane and never like at that time Deaka was out and he was just strong in the global thing. So that was something very important to learn with the Deaka. And that's why Deaka has like a special part in my heart because that map awareness the Deaka gave it to me to like learn when and how. It's mostly when to use your global and help your teammates when they call you, they need help.
I mean, I have a similar experience where I have like certain heroes that I look at like, oh, that hero taught me X principle. So I get that special feeling that you have with the Haka. Um, but I'm mostly curious about like I mean I've been told I'm bad at Heroes of the Storm many times by both strangers and friends alike. But like hearing that from a coach pointing at you being the worst, like I'd love to dig into that a little bit deeper. Like it sounds like that made you want to be better rather than kind of shutting you down.
Well, with the two difference is the with the guild raid leader that really hurt me and he shut me down. But with the in the French team, it was the contrary because it was the way it was said. It was like it wasn't like you suck and you're bad and like we cannot do anything with you. It was more like this is your weakness. This is why you are bad, and this is what we can do to make you better. Like we need to win some, so we need to be all push our limits and train, work, watch VODs, read stuff. And at that time, it was AGC also, so like watch the pros, how they play. Like yes, we're not pros, but you can still find stuff to learn from them. The metas, the builds, the how they react. That's something. The positioning that was something very important for me to learn. Even now, like as a when I play a healer, for example, I always check the XP. I'm always the lowest on XP. And I'm always asking myself, why am I always the lowest XP contribution for the team as a healer? Like I should be at least par with the rest of the team because I should be close. So is my positioning or is it me backing at that or stuff like that? So it's very that helped me a lot. Like that coach tell me like just this is what you need to work on and don't we all start somewhere and just a small kick in the butt on the butt and move on.
Did that coach help you through your development process, or did he just kind of kick you on the butt out the door and you paved your own way?
Help at the limit of burning up a little bit because with the friendship we were all four people. I would say new people from the UT's 5-man format. Two of them were close in range of ranks, but they played together already. They already played together, so they knew each other and how to work. But macro managing three new players that was very hard and almost burned the person out. And we did take a break after several 2-3 seasons because it's very hard in the mentality, the mental part. So sometimes we just need to take a break before everything breaks out, and it was a good thing to do, honestly.
So you played in cheer league with your WoW Guild team, and then you joined the French team.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? The French team?
We were called 4 men and 1 potato,
That is a beautiful name.
and the potato we had a girl the in the team, and she always specify she's not the potato. Whatsoever the reason, she's not the potato. She will be one of the men, but she's not the potato.
That's amazing. So what came next to you after this team?
After that, After 4 months and one potato, I think I took a break, but I still play arts, and then I think I created my own team after several. No, wait, I joined one team, one more fight. That's right, as a DPS slash healer player. That's why I started the healing part with one more fight, several seasons from today. Yep. Then I break up and I created my own team after that.
I'm just so fascinated here. You started DPS, then you went to offlane, and then you said you switched. And it was in that time that you then switched. I'm gonna join this new team as a damage, but also a healer. What's the thought behind just consistently changing your role focus?
It's I use something one of my chef told me. I know he told me like that it's a bad way the way he told me, but I just how do you say it? Model it to be a positive thing. And the way I see it, like as a restaurant, as a chef cook, you must know everything around you to be a better chef. So you need to know the grill, you need to know the piano. That's how you say the fireplace where we cook fish and everything. You know to need the entries, the desserts. You even must, for me, you even must know the front of the house, how they work. So that's we stop fighting the back of house and the front of house. So I use that mentality in Heroes of the Storm. I want to be a better player, and I didn't know how to reach my sources. So I was like, well, I think it's time to learn the new role, DPS, then healer with that team, and that's where, bless you, that's where that's where I started mixing up my hero pools a little bit. But that's why I said like I'm a true flex player. But there's some master pro players that say like knowing all the roles may backfire you because you're not mastering a role. So it's a two-edged sword, but I feel like for me, it has worked for the best.
Yeah, no, that it's interesting. Yeah, you probably have one of the most diverse palettes I think we've seen of any of the members, right? Like you've played on not only like multiple teams, but teams playing in different languages. You played
Yeah.
like in all the different roles. Do you feel like spreading yourself out so much? Like you said that you look at it in a positive light. Do you feel like, at least for yourself, it's been better having all this experience, or do you feel like you'd be in a better place if you've just played one role since the start?
I think for me, it's a better. It's better because the way I see my life, or at least the way I see myself as being a French, Canadian, Latino, bisexual, like that's three different stuff mixed all together in one body. And coming from a Latino family, that is not very, very well. How do you say? Watch? No, looked like it's macho and it's straight and it does nothing else. So it's for me it was like uh it was a better for me like to see all the roles, and it worked for me because I love playing a lot of stuff, and I know I have niche heroes that I really want to play like in DPS. I know like those two DPS I will play them very good. I don't try like to expand my hero pool, like learning all of them because I know there's some heroes I can't play them. But overall, I think for me, it was a better choice for me to learn different roles.
This might be too again reading too deep, but like because you brought in this like your upbringing here, do you think that the desire to actually have a connection to each of the possible roles is like in some way a rejection of this heteronormativity that you described of like your household? Like, is there a connection between like sexuality and gaming? Is that too far? I don't know.
I I don't think that's too far. I think that might be hitting a point, and even in the socials, not social media, but socially, with people, with person, like different type of group of friends or different type of group of people that you speak, meet, and everything. I think it is important, at least for me, to reach out to all of this. And uh, it might be honestly to reject a little bit of the, but maybe not reject because you can be straight and cis and whatever the words are now, and that's okay. Like you don't need to be queer. You don't need like I won't like for example for me if we go into that just quick stuff. I'm not the type to show it the way I'm clothed. Like, yes, I'm gonna have like colorful stuff, but I won't have like unicorns. I won't have like extravagant clothing. Like, I'm gonna have just colorful stuff. Like, even my tattoos, there are places like I'm not showing them, but like if I go to the beach or somewhere, like yeah, you'll see, but not like I won't show it to your face stuff type. So like you can be um, for me I was like more, yes, I'm bisexual, but like I won't dress purple, magenta, and blue all day, all night, every day of my life. Like no, I like my dark colors. I like my simple colors. Like that's what I meant.
Yeah, it makes sense. Do you have any HOTS tattoos?
Nope. I do not have I have World of Warcraft tattoos, but I do not have arts tattoos. I do want one, but I'm not sure which one I want yet.
Back to what we were talking about before. We got a little bit distracted, a little bit off topic there. You'd mentioned earlier. You said Norseman and you said Turtodidi. And I remember because we played against Limit Break. They were on Limit Break, and that was the team you were talking about that you started, correct?
Yeah, that is the team I created. So yes, after the break, with the one ferment one potato, Norseman and Todidi were in that team. We took a long break. Um, I went to one more fight. I left for stuff that happens that I didn't like, so I just not more. And then I created my own team, and I posted on Ut's Heroes of the Storm Quebec, French. Uh, and Theodore Didi was the first one to like, dude, it was fun playing with you back in the days. Do you want me in? I was like, oh, yeah, sure, let's go. Then I met the dwarf. I met Red Hat. And I took the main healer from one more fight because we had a good connection. I brought it up. Something happened inside NGS. He was launched, so I had like to kick out of the team. And then, well, I didn't kick out. NGS did, and then Norseman came in, and that's where we played Division C NGS with Limit Break, and it was one of the most fun play style. That's why I stayed main healer with them. That's where I've grown much more as a healer with them.
So, Norseman and Turtodidi, did they live in Quebec? Because you live in Quebec, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And did they also like? Did you know them
Yep.
before? Are they friends IRL or like are they? Is your raid group a Quebec raid group?
The ads in Facebook is just like more social, like to. I didn't know them before that. I did see Norseman. I don't remember if yes, I did saw Tedodidi because he was working close to me. That was also something funny. But yes, at BlitzCon, I did BlitzCon in my house. Like, let's go watch BlitzCon with the few people of the team, and I met those two like that. Tedodidi from a workplace because he was working, and Norseman with another crew members. That was like yeah, it was like a HGC watch party. Yeah, kind of, yeah. BlitzCon. I remember that time. I invited him into my, so fully strangers come to my place. We were playing together. It's Let's meet beer, drinks, a pizza. Let's go.
Let's
And it was
go.
fun. It was very, very fun.
Amazing. And so, Limit Break, this team that then like reformed, and you just called out some of the players from. You guys, your comms were all in French, right?
Yep. Yep.
Previously, had your Heroes of the Storm comms been in English?
Yes, except for one more fight. Um, I think I had 2 teams only in English and 3 teams overall in French. One more fight was French. 4 dudes and 1 potato was French. And Limit Break was French also, yeah. So the first with the Guild Raw was English and CCS 8 was English. I have yet to find a Spanish team.
They're out there. There a lot of them were in Heroes Lounge.
Agreed, yeah.
So describe like I speak a little bit of Spanish. I'm not very good, but like describe like is there a difference like when you're communicating in French or you're communicating in English? Like, is there a difference in the way that you call or that you think, or what's that distinction like?
Yes, it is. It's very hard. Honestly, I think I'm gonna speak for most French people that gonna start short calling or calling stuff in English. Our English is very direct, very without tact. I mean, I think it can't close to be harsh because it's the process of traducing everything in English in English from French to English. Sometimes we traduce it the way it is, and it doesn't come very well. And some people may be like rough feathers, so like it, it's not us that wants us to be like that, but it's the way we traduce it. And I remember I watched X-Ray from Crowd Control, now that's from 20K, and the reason I'm saying X-Ray is because the way he call stuff, he says stuff, and I was like, this is gonna be easy for me if I do it like that. Like I stun, I go, I taunt, I root, I heal. Like it's simple. It's everybody knows, and for me, it's way easier because the time like okay, I'm gonna taunt, root, and I have to think. We're wasting time. We're wasting time, and we don't have that luxury in Heroes of the Storm because it's so quick. So yes, there's a really hard tradition traduction part, and I feel like sometimes I say stuff and it means bad, or like people take it like why you're mean, why you're angry, or why you are uh, s- no, I do speak loud, so yeah, that's okay, but why you're mean, like it's just the way I say it. And I was like, gosh, how do I say it softer or like less harsh? I don't know.
Something I'm kind of curious about is like, sorry, I'm coughing quite a bit here off camera, or on camera, but like, so my mother is Brazilian, and I know when she's talking to family in Brazil, um, there's kind of like it's like she's loaded, like her brain has RAM, right? Like if she's in Brazilian mode, she has to translate things to English when if she talks to me, right? But if
Mhm.
she's in English mode, then she has to translate to Brazilian, right? When you're playing on teams of various languages, is your like internal dialogue like adjusting, or is it always in one language and you have to translate it?
The first game I have like a time to adapt. After that, it just goes like, okay, it's in English. I speak with the English people, and let's go. Or I speak with Spanish people, so I just have like a delay of okay, it's not more French or it's not Spanish, it's English, or vice versa. It's not French. It's gonna be French, so I have to say it in French. Like it does happen. The like you're lagging a little bit in your head, like just okay, connecting, speak language, okay, we good. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time like to start the machine.
Interesting.
So so what came after Limit Break then? Was that to CCS 8, or was there another team in between that?
It was CCS 8 in Limit Break. By the end of Limit Break, Dwarf was already in CCS from a long time. I know I missed the first, maybe not the first, but I mean, when I learned about CCS, one of the open houses, free agent nights. Then I came in as the second one in the second part of the last season. I think it was free agent, and that's how when I met everybody from the CCS and starting to learn more about CCS and knowing that's a awesome house to be in. And that I think it's where I met also BMed, uh, Val Cosplay, and everybody of you. So CCS was after, yeah, was after.
And,
Okay.
and so when you said Dwarf had already been in CCS for a long time, did you mean that he had um, been like in the CCS Discord, or that he had already been like poached from your team by Crush?
I think he was already in CCS Discord, and by the end that Limit Break knew that we will have to disband. Uh, I think Crush was already Dwarf and me. We already talked about that when we knew that it was the end because we did enter Heroes Launch. Uh, it wasn't because that limit break in Heroes Launch was 2.0, but it wasn't. How do you say? We weren't having fun. It was not fun at all. Really at all. So Dwarf and me were already talking like I think we do need to find new teams. And if you find one dwarf, go ahead, and I'll do the same. We talk. We really were talking a lot to each other. Like, what do we do? Like, how do we deal with this? And yep. And so yeah, he went to CCS with Crush, and I was happy for him. And then it was me just looking for a new home to be on. And yeah,
Can you elaborate on like what changed from like the NGS limit break to then this Heroes Lounge limit break was so unfun that the team just ended up disbanding?
well, in NGS limit break, we lost three people. Terdodidi and Norseman, those traders.
Traders.
Traders went to another team for a higher division.
Which team?
Uh, Team Gabi Leg. What a name. What the fuck?
Ew, Gobby Legs.
Ew, boo.
Ew.
Okay. But yeah, they went for higher division. I'm a type of like we all want to grow in Heroes of the Storm. So if they can make you grow, go,
Yeah.
go. I won't be mad. I will never be mad for people leaving my teams, except if there's toxic stuff. But it never happened. So if I was like, if y'all think it's gonna be good for you, go ahead. I'm fine with that. And we lost another one, Red Hot, but he was becoming a new father, first baby. So of course he will not have been able to play more games. New baby, new house, new lifestyle, less hours to play. So we knew. So, but the thing is, I did the inscription of Limit Break in Heroes Launch, and I didn't want to like forfeit the beginning of the series, so I like to find three new people or four new people for with a sub to play, but we were never being able to practice with those three new people, and I think the synergy wasn't just there. It wasn't the skill levels weren't there also because I was always comparing to the old Limit Break, and that was I think I did bad of my own on my end, and I know, but the synergy wasn't there. It wasn't the same, so we were not having fun at all.
What's this? Were they French speakers in this Limit Break 2.0?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the secret behind this synergy here? Like it's obviously not language, which we know, right? Because like it's that. But like,
Yeah,
what's the secret?
I I think it's like it might be sounding stupid, but like do some quick match on ranks, but go YOLO counts. Look, see how uh, fun can you have with thematic camps, just to know each other, how people will react if you go all Horde side or all Alliance side, or there's like no really good secret potion for that. But the more you talk beforehand in a new team, the more you talk about experience of life or what happened to their last teams, or open up a little bit to people, and playing like funky team comps just to have fun, to see how people has different type of approach for us. Some people just want to try hard. That's okay. But if you want to have fun from time to time and don't always want to try hard, that one mix well. If you always just want to have fun, but in Storm League you want to try hard, but the other people just want to have fun, that one mix well either. So I say like do funky comps, do normal comps, do try hard comps, speak, talk, have fun, do some Among Us stuff, do some like other outside to know how people are traitors to you, how they're gonna backstab you, you know.
Man,
So yeah.
Among Us is like the modern day Monopoly. Like, if you want to lose some friends, go
Yeah,
play.
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. Before it was
Monopoly?
like what, Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Yeah,
That's Among Us.
Monopoly. Because like, yeah, if you play it, you can play with your best
Monopoly,
friend.
yeah.
Man,
That game is lame. Among Us is pretty fun.
Uno,
Monopoly is lame.
Uno is one of the friendship deal break dealers. Like Uno, you think you're gonna finish here? +4, +6, +10. Okay, okay, I see now.
So, I mean, is this like? I'm gonna push back on you here, Ewok. Like, is this something that you actually do when you're recruiting your team? Like, have you played Among Us? Have you like? I guess Among Us is kind of a little bit more recent, but like, is this like the kind of stuff that
Yeah.
you actually do when you're? So, I guess when you built Limit Break, did you say, okay, we have to play X video game that's not HOTS? Did we have to run 5 healers? Did we have to do Juice Pirates? Or did you already have that synergy and you knew it?
We did just pirate with limit break, so I think that helped a little bit. Not with other teams though. Not with other teams. I didn't play much Among Us per se, or not with other teams. But I think with Limit Break we did play some Among Us. At least 2-3 people's. Like we did play some. Uh, but overall, I try as much as possible. Even for the next Mania, for example, we weren't really much practicing, but because that time his lunch was done, so it depends on how people have much time to be on to be playing video games, or if not they're not already practicing other stuff either. But with limit break, yes, we did try some games.
something that I am itching to know that I want to make sure I ask before and don't forget is, so you've played on an English-speaking team, a French-speaking team.
Hmm.
You've played on teams as a player, as a captain. You've played as DPS, healer, offlane, tank. Aside from the only thing I can think of is playing on a Spanish team, is there anything in HOTS that you haven't done that you want to do still?
Well, I think GM already GM. I'm a gold master, so I'm good. I'm gold. uh, but I, without rank stuff, I think less dying, less feeding, less inking. But in role wise, I love healer. I think I found my role. Yes, I do. Of course, when I play May time to time. Yes, when I play Junkrat Maef time to time. I love the Zaryas. Uh, I love my Deaka. Like Deaka, I can't. But I think I found my role is to be a better healer now, and move on way higher in ranks or in competition as a main healer and flex. Because yes, I do want to play time to time special niche heroes on different draft. But I think yeah, just becoming a better healer now. Uh, that would be my main goals for that.
Okay, and so you said you played healer on Limit Break, but you played tank for CCS 8, right? How did that conversation go?
Yep. think yes, it was in the when we were recruiting people. We were lacking in the tank department, and there was like two games where legally impressed Beeman and me as a healer, and I was playing tank in those two also, and I saw synergy also with legally. So Beeman and me we talk about that, and it was like, what if you start playing tank and we put legally as a healer? And I can always use main tank, so I'm close enough to the healer perspective also. So that what happened. It's I decided like I becoming the main tank, and I had to do a lot of research about the main tank mentality and all.
What went into that? Because this is really the last. You'd learned all the other roles. You'd played them all before. You said, okay, I can take on this the main tank mantle. What was your research process going into starting as a Division B tank?
First was Norseman was the main tank in 1 man, 4 man, one potato. So I asked him some stuff because I knew he was a main tank. I knew Dwarf, so I asked few stuff because he was my main tank. So I was like asking stuff how he thought in the team comps and everything. Then after that, some pros. I mean pros. Some before IGC before CCL. I start researching like main tank streamers, diamond masters, and GMs if I could find. That's what I found. Lauber, Masquerade. Uh, Also, one of my good friends, Mr. Christie, is a main tank. Small question, stuff like that. And I remember asking in NGS Discord a coach and for off meta tanks because I like the off meta stuff like Imperius, Mal'Ganis. The Uther was now it's meta, but at the beginning I think it was like off meta. Let's say it was a wait Uther main tank, like Leori main tank, stuff like that. So it was more like more reading, more watching videos, VODs, some not parallax positioning stuff as for the main things, bushes, stuff like that. That like honestly is basic, but I didn't know even as a healer or a DPS. Like okay, yeah, I don't face check. Same goes for the tank, but I have to be in the bushes to give vision and stuff like that. That was my main priorities. Like, what are the tanks looking for in the rotation?
When you got onto CCS8 and you've done all this studying, did you find that the team was also studying the game at that level? Like, no, I don't call people out if they weren't, but I'm just curious, like, because you've come at this with a very targeted approach that I'm going to learn everything I can about this new role. Was everyone else on that same train?
Uh, I'll be honest, and I don't think uh, it was at the same level of research. Uh, just because sometimes I read stuff and the team wanted me to do something else in the rotation or my positioning. Or maybe like again, um, I was a new tank learning stuff, so I was like trying to be in the middle of both the team what they wanted and what I was supposed, or at least what other tanks told me like where I was supposed to be. So it was, why is it like some people tell me this and the team wants me to be in this position instead of watching this bush, for example? Like this is a better anchor bush, but why? It's just an example. Why do I have to be this close? Or why do I have, especially with May? That's something that happened a lot. It's the wave clear, the soaking part. Like Tomb Spider Queen. Uh, I'm the one that's gonna be in the bush where we turn in. I won't be attacking the wave. I won't be sending my spells as I may because I need to peel for my team if they engage or have to have my tools because I never know when. the enemy team's gonna charge in, depending the tank or the enemy comp. Maybe it's the way I play also, or it's because it can be me also. I think it's all about learning experiences and and talking about what do we expect in a team comp. Like if we want you to be on the wave, then I'm gonna be on the wave. If I expect to be on the bush, I'll expect to be on the bush.
Were these expectations you're describing, were these things that the team decided together? Or as the tank, were you making these decisions? BMed captain, was BMed making these decisions? Like, who was setting these expectations?
I think overall it was the team. I know Beeman has some expectation. He told us like some strats, and it was fine. Also, I had some expression to say, especially in the tank positioning. But overall, so far it was the team overall. This is what we want. This is what we need. This is how we're gonna play.
And so you described this process, you described this occurrence that the team would want one thing and the training on tanks would say something else. How did you reconcile when those two things were in opposition?
It is and it was very hard because I'm also a aggro tank playstyle. I love to go in, but I know I have know when to stop. And I feel like with the team, uh, they were putting the brakes too much on me, and that's where the not the conflicts, but I mean that's where the both expectation. Like, if I go in, I want to go in, but they're like, but we had a kill, so stop. Let's go do something else. And that's where the conflicts. It's very hard. Uh, but then again, it's just to sleep on that, and come back the other day and talk about it. Because when that happened, I really don't like to be unleashed. I need to like have a free space to roam, to aggro, to like disrupt the enemy team. So it's aggravated me in those times when like I was tell don't go too far, don't do this, and something was okay because I was going way too deep. So sometimes I did die, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes I did listen to my team. That was good. But sometimes I didn't listen, so I didn't. Classic tower skills. Damn those towers.
They're up E. We're getting around the halfway point of our show here. If it's cool with you, Stoic, I'll start popping off some of these community questions.
Please.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so just heads up for anyone in chat curious, because I see a lot of new names. These are not in any particular order. These are just the order I saw them and wrote them down. And I will post the questions in the chat as I ask them, just so you can reference them as we go along if you need to. So the first question comes from Valkamer, and he asks, if each of your team members, I assume he means about CCS8, was portrayed by a Star Wars character, who would they be and why?
Wow. Oh, wow. I think. Okay. I think Cordona will be Han Solo. Yeah, I think it will be Han Solo. I think Ariel will be the Han Solo friends. Ah, I forgot his name.
Chewbacca?
No, the human one. That will be Imorin. No. Lando, yes, thank you. Ariel will be Lando. Yes. Uh, B-Man. B-Man. I'll say he will be like Luke Skywalker. Yeah, the protagonist, the captain, the leader. Yeah, the main force of the team. Yeah, that will be B-Man. Imorin will be a C3PO. I will be a R2D2. Yeah, let's go.
The gang's all here.
All right. So the next question comes in from Hot Like Summer, who asks, "How many languages do you speak?" I think it
Three,
was slightly covered.
three of them: French, Spanish, and English. Yeah, the rest of like weeb stuff, nani, stuff like that. Don't count.
Expanding on that, what's your your native tongue?
Spanish,
Cool. Okay.
Spanish, my friend, then it's French. But I do speak French more than Spanish, though.
Okay. So Wolf asks, "What is the oddest thing you have been asked to say in Discord?" I assume due to the accent.
Oh my God! Wait. It was. I don't Peter. No, I don't remember. I'm not very good for that. But I remember that somebody asked me, a woman asked me to say an English phrase both in English and in French. It was so hard to say it. Like I don't remember. I think Wolf can like type it up, and I can because I really don't remember what it is. I know dwarf and Norseman were there when that happened, and we all try it, and it was just so freaking funny. I just don't. Yeah, that's it. Rubber baby buggy bumper, something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Wolf just knows it. He's been. It's like on Wolf's wall. It's his next tattoo.
No regrets. Let's go.
And you were supposed to say that in English and in French.
Yeah, in French it would be pas plastic. Bébé. What was buggy? Pare-choc was bumper. Buggy. On dit bug. Problème peut-être. And rubber is, I totally forgot rubber. Caoutchouc. So caoutchouc, bébé, buggy, pare-choc.
All right. Heard it here first. So the next question comes in from Wolf as well, and Wolf asks, "What drives you to make so many teams for Nexo Mania?"
Ooh, good question. Well, when I started playing Heroes of the Storm, after the few teams, I started as silver player, and I wanted to ask stuff to higher division players like diamonds, mostly diamonds, platinums, and I was being snubbed a lot because I'm a puny silver. And CCS gave me an opportunity like to grow as a person and as a odds player, becoming into the family community. And I wanted like to open up doors to bronze, silvers, gold, whatever ranks you are, but that never played 5-man format. I wanted to give a place where they can learn that and find a team on AGS and Heroes Launch or the next tournament that's gonna be. So I really wanted like to help people to join this team, this tournament. It's fun, no stress. You're gonna meet 5 new people, and you're gonna learn. I'm gonna try and give you as much as information as I can to be in a 5-man format. Learn how to be a captain. Learn how to be a shot caller. Learn specific roles that you wanna be in, so that when you find a new home, that you find a home, you'll be ready, set, and you're just gonna have like a step up to be in a main roster for a new team. So that was my main. It is still my main goal from the 10, 20, 15 teams I could create for next. No, just five. Just five. I'm trying five, but that seems to be much now.
Yeah, I think that really speaks volumes to uh, you really fitting in this community, because I feel like that's kind of the overarching goal of CCS as a community, is to just bring people together and give everybody a chance. It's really wholesome stuff.
Yep, true.
So the next question also comes from Wolf. I guess I wrote down all of Wolf's questions at once. Wolf asks, "What language is easiest for you to play in comms with?"
I think it's gonna be French, because I haven't played with Spanish people yet, so I don't know how fluent I will be, how good I will be calling the stuff, because all the stuff I know in English. But I think overall it's gonna be French because we speak Franglish, so the words are still gonna be English. Like Caltas does firebomb or what, convection, for example. We I won't traduce it because my games are all English, so it's just the in between spells. Okay, I'm going mid. I'm going to the camp, so I just say je m'en vais au camp. Je m'en vais bot. Like I just say the phrase and the name in English. So for us, for me, it's Franglish. I think it's the best when I'm playing with French people because they will know where I'm going. And yeah. For Spanish, I can't wait to know if I'm gonna be that fluent or it's gonna be very very hard.
What language is your game client in?
Always English. Always English. Some games are Spanish. I have none in French.
Interesting. What games, if you don't mind me asking, which games are in Spanish and why?
Fire emblems, uh, depending on the fire emblems. Pokemons. I have the newest, but that because my Switch is on Spanish, so the game automatically became Spanish, and I do not understand what Leaf Storm is or or Ember is. I'm like, what is that spell? Like, I'm confused. I do not know. They switch everything up. So, but most of the my games are English. Few titles like Fire Emblems are half of them are Spanish and English. Pokemons, I have no choice now.
Hmm. Yeah, I was kind of curious too. Like, on that topic, does it ever get confusing if like your game, like if your game's talking to you in English, but like the people you're talking to are speaking French?
Time to time, but not that much, because uh, even in my house, when I go see my parents, I speak Fragnol, that's French and Spanish. So like they understand me, but it's still funny. Like you start in French, then you say something in Spanish, and you were thinking in English after that. Like it's so funny. But I think overall the people do understand what I'm saying, and the hardest part is like when I forget I'm speaking with English people and then I say something in French and I'm like, oh shit, sorry. Uh, but then I redo it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next question also comes from Wolf. Asks, I suppose this is in reference to you mentioned cooking experience before. What is your favorite meal to cook?
Favorite meal to cook? It would be cakes. I'm not very baker-ish, but I do love to make cakes. But pizza. I also have a my crust one of the best in the world. No, pizza is good. I do hamburgers. I think my friends in real life love it when I do my special hamburgers and shepherd pie. It's rare I'm doing it, but my shepherd pie, yep,
What's your secret for your special hamburgers?
is the spices. I used to work in an Asian cuisine restaurant, so I use those spices inside my meat and lots of wine and or beer.
So,
You marinated one night, like you put all your spices, salt, pepper, the spices you want, and you put either the beer or the wine you want, especially red wine or black beer, and you leave it in your fridge for at least one night. Put some onions, garlic, some herbs. Also, if you want a little bit more flavorish, and jalapeno or chili Thai. That's also help to spice up the things. I do like to do dates and chili Thai together inside your meat.
And all of it, so all of everything you've described goes in the ground beef. So the ground beef is marinating in this beer
Yep,
or wine and all
yep.
of these other
No,
spices.
not the beer. It's either the beer or the wine,
Yeah.
not all together. But yes, all the rest is all marinated together.
So what I'm hearing is when COVID's kind of done with and we have the CCS retreat, you're gonna make some burgers for us.
I will. Yes,
Nice.
I will. Let's bring a big barbecue and yeah, I'm down. I can't wait for that. Yeah.
And the last question we have comes from Dwarf, and Dwarf asks, Horde or Alliance?
Horde.
All right.
How about it?
Oh wow,
Is that Star Wars on the inside as well?
that's
Interesting.
so cool.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well that is all of our community questions. Something I kind of wanted to touch on, but I wanted to get through all those first was you mentioned these terms like Spanglish and Franglish, like the crosses of the various languages. Is there anyone else that you know that you talk with regularly that speaks all three, or is it kind of just one or two?
My roommate, that's my cousin. We do speak English, Franglish, Spanglish, or all of those. My sisters, mostly my Spanish friends, we do speak all of the three at the same time.
Wow.
And yeah, those are mostly those people. Like I speak all three languages. My Spanish people, my Spanish friends, and we all mix all three language. We don't speak only Spanish. Sometimes it does happen like we have long conversation in Spanish, but we always mix them. We always mix them.
We'll move to I think some of our classic questions that we've asked to other guests and got interesting answers from here. Do you play anything else competitively, or have you done other things competitively? It sounds like you do cooking for a living. Is that true? Like you're a chef.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
do you ever do any like cooking competitions or other places you compete in real life?
I would have loved to do that, but I didn't do that. I think the only thing competitive I did outside arts is chess when I was a kid. If not, maybe baseball when I was a kid, soccer also when I was a kid. But I that was it as competition wise. Yeah, it's mostly arts so far. I wish I could do like some cooking competition, but here in Quebec we don't have that much, and I think you have to pay a lot to enter some competition. So I tend to not stay with those.
We'll get back to the more hot questions in a second. If you could go on any cooking show, which would it be?
I think MasterChef, but I feel like yes, I do like the American MasterChef, but the Australian MasterChef, they have so much good. At least they look good food and spices. And Indonesia it's closed, Japanese is closed. I think you can go search for a lot of essence to create new recipes or stuff. So I think it will be like the Master Chef Australia. I would love to go.
Awesome. Cool. What pet peeves do you have in Heroes of the Storm? Like what just really gets your goat?
What are the what?
What things in HOTS just annoy you? Things people do that you just like. It's a small thing, but it just like gets you going.
I think I'll say either there's like once is starting a camp and leaving it, not finishing. Like you started it, just finish it. Yeah, it's gonna be late, but you finish it. Like go finish and move on. Go to the next round. The next come to us as fast as you can. There's also like small positioning. Like I save you once with either leap of faith or a cleanse, and then you go back in. Like, give me time to heal you up and then go ham. Just go, but give me time to heal you up. Just don't fall back to go in. Like, no, please stop. Those. I think that's the most annoying thing for me. And clumping up. I feel like each time people are too close to me, I just get claustrophobic in the game, and I'm like, give me space to breathe, give me space to save you guys. Just stop clumping up to me so much. I'm gonna heal you. Yeah, yes, I'm gonna heal you. Just stop clumping up. That I think it's the most annoying thing like can do.
Hmm. Something I'm curious about, kind of a twist on a different question. As one of the few people in the community that has played all the roles at a competitive level, what is like something you've taken away from each role that you can like apply to the other roles?
For the DPS, it's more the tank. The way I mean is like playing as a DPS player. If you play tank, you will know what the tank wants in a team fight. You will know. You will look the tank and where he's looking at in the game. Like you'll know he will soon engage. Like you're gonna see his positioning. You're gonna see the way he walks into a future engage, and you'll keep your spells to follow up. Because sometimes as a tank, and also the same for the tank, he has to play DPS because going in ham, maybe your DPS doesn't have his spells. Maybe he just wave a clear and just go there and taunt, for example, or charge flip. You will ask why is my team not following? Why my team is not following? So I think for the tank also has to play DPS because he has to know how the other tank plays and what is your spell to do, like how to follow up. Healer, I feel like it's both a little bit of DPS and tank because you need to be positioning in a position in between, not in between, but close to the tank and your range DPS. So you got to know how or where are they gonna go. So you have to be mindful of watching always the DPS and the tank. For the solo laner, it's a bit hard because you're in your world. So I think it's more the map awareness part. It's more your team giving you more information. So I think for the solo laner, it's your minimap. It's your minimap. That's what helps you a lot more because if you watch your minimap, he'll give you that also. Like you held bars in the top and your minimap looking for the rotations and everything. So I think Solana can benefit a little bit of the healer or vice versa also, because being a solo laner and then going to a healer, I'm like always checking my minimap. And then, oh yeah, I have to check my map upstairs. I have to check my health bar. Sometimes it's easier to check my the health bars up because they're all together. Sometimes in the game they are clumped. So you know somebody's low, you just go, okay, he's there, spells heal or try to save him, or you know where to rotation. Sometimes when I see my Solana alone and I see his low getting low, I check my minimap and I start rotating to save him. That is to just pop up heal and then go back to the team. So those are the I feel like Solana healer together, DPS tank together can help complement each other. Knowing, yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, so I have a question for you, and I was asking this to myself all weekend. You mentioned Lauber as a tank player that you watched. I don't know if you watched the free agent games, and even if you didn't, you'll understand. When Lauber ints, when he just goes in by himself and dies, is that because Lauber's running it down, or is that because his DPS isn't following like they should be?
I feel it's a bit of both. I know half of the time, like he gets almost a team wipe for the other team. Like sometimes the DPS just follow like too slow, or sometimes depending on as Laber's tank. But I know with Mal'Ganis he tends to like to int a lot, but Mal'Ganis create a lot of chaos. Like he creates so people verge to him, so the DPS and the team can come afterwards. But I do feel like if the DPS doesn't kill half of the other team, it, it's it's so hard to win a team fight like that when your tank goes way too deep. And I know sometimes I know the way I see when he plays, he's testing stuff. I think he's testing limits of certain tank plays or enemy DPS stuff. But I feel like it's way too risky. Like you have more chances to lose everything than running it down. But I think he might have. Uh, I'm not sure. Like the DPS can follow up. It's so dangerous. I feel like it's so dangerous. If you don't have a dive comp, then it's dangerous.
All right. Well, I'll just have to try and ask Lauer, I guess, of
Yeah,
what is
because
going on.
I, for me, it's too dangerous. So I'm curious to know his answer for that.
We'll see if I can convince him to come for a dev day.
That would be nice.
So we've got about 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked about everything, like how you found HOTS up until your, CCS 8. What's next on the season just ended? What's next on the plate for you?
Yep. Like some of you already noticed, my name changed color. I am so now former main tank of CCS 8. I wanted to create a new team, CCS 9, but somebody was faster and recruited me. So I'm gonna become a main healer for the new team of CCS 6, French team, a new French team into the house of CCS. We are gonna be called Chien.
Wait, start over. It lagged. You lagged right as you were announcing the team name, and I have to know it. What's the team name?
Too bad, no. So the name is Chien Chaud Stimé. What does it mean, you're gonna ask?
What does it mean?
Steam hot dog. So your new French team is gonna be a steam hot dog team.
Nice.
All right, can you type that in the chat so we can see it?
Yes.
Steamed hot dog. Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful. I love it.
I cannot
There
wait.
we go. So
Oh my gosh. All right, who's playing on your team? Who's on team steamed hot dog? Wait, you're muted. Or I can't hear you. Can you hear him, Crane?
No.
Ewok, can you hear us?
yes.
Oh,
Yes.
we couldn't hear you.
Oh.
All of this hype and we can't hear it. You can't do this to us.
So the new captain of CCSA 6 is gonna be Dwarf. Dwarf is the one that has recruited me first. Then it's gonna become the only one, Sneaky Turtle. That's gonna become DPS. Surprise, surprise. As the
Wow.
next carry DPS is gonna be Tedo Didi and solo laner Norseman. We also have Red Hat that's gonna come as a sub, but because he has kids, so yeah. So the old Limit Break 3.0 is gonna come into CCS family.
Get that limit break name out of here. It's steamed hot dogs now.
Yeah, Team Hot Dog.
So for anyone who's not familiar with all the individual members for whatever reason, do you have a kind of rough estimate as to what division you guys are going to be placed in if people are looking for scrim partners?
It's gonna be either Team Div C or Team Division B, but I mostly feel like Division C as we were in NGS two seasons ago. Yeah, I think we might be, if we practice right now and we do grind up a little bit, we might touch the Division B, because I think we could, but I feel like more as a new team, we still has to re-practice, synergize all over again, relearn, because we all learn stuff from our different teams, so we have to relearn new stuff together. So I feel like it's either C or B. But we're gladly to scream anybody want that any rank, because we just want like to play as much as we can and more as we can. Our color also our color is gonna be royal blue as for the Quebec flag.
Oh, I thought it was going to be royal blue for the color of hot dogs when they get steamed.
Too long.
Oh, jeez.
Awesome. That's exciting. That's exciting. And so you'll be taking on CCS 6.
Yep. We're gonna use
Interesting.
the 6 number. Yeah.
So we'll have 1, 2,
That-
3, maybe 4 comes back, 5, 6, 7 is going dormant. Can you tell us what's going to happen with CCS 8?
I know they're gonna go to west side time zone, because it's easier for some of the players over there. Like as it's easier for them for as EST. I do know they might, of course, find new players. If not one, maybe two, three, depending what's gonna happen, because some of them do have works in the future, like in August. Some people are gonna have more work because of what they are working on, projects and stuff like that. They're still here. CCS is still on, still marching on. It's gonna come back stronger. I feel like for the next season, that's 100% for sure. I have faith that the people that's gonna stay on CCS8 gonna do everything they can to find new people that are gonna synergize well with them, play with the strats they want, and I just can hope for the best. I know they're gonna come back. I'm 100%. It's still on. It's still on. CS8 is still on.
Wow.
Okay.
Exciting.
We actually do have a couple last-minute community questions here to
Mhm.
pop off. So Dwarf is asking if you guys have a logo.
We do have a logo. I think Osprey has it. Imarin, thank you, Imarin, has made it. But I think it's Osprey has it at the moment. I seen it. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I have to ask Osprey if he can show it on the Discord, the CCL stuff logos, or at least show it to us in the CCS chat. But yeah. We do have a logo already on. Yep. We were just waiting for some people are still on the playoff still, so we weren't sure if we could like say it or not, because Norseman and Turkey are still in the playoff, but it is official. Even if they're gonna play next Thursday in the playoff, they told us that we could announce it and welcome them.
Okay. And then one last quick thing. Osprey asks if you can say "Let's go" in all the languages you speak.
So, let's go. Allez, on y va. Y vamos. Ya estamos.
Nice.
Amazing. Man, I'm so hyped. I love hearing about new CCS teams, and especially like one team is like cannibalizing another team, but like the other team is still going to be there, which is great.
Yeah.
That's amazing to hear. Let's pull my list of questions here. One last question, and this is one that's interesting, and then we'll get to start wrapping up here. That just stuck to me is, how do you deal with, tilting and specifically toxicity? Because you're somebody that is always positive, always in the Discord, like win, lose or draw, you're there, you're happy. What's the secret to that for those who are trying to find that emotional stability or consistency?
Coffee.
Okay. Secret's
Well,
out.
I mean, for me, I do tend. I mean, CCS8 will say it to you. It did happen that I tilt. I did happen, and sometimes I'm just like, be right back. I'm just gonna grab a coffee, and it just warm liquid, warm stuff, just gonna make you feel a little bit better. Uh, for me, there's like no more bigger secret. Drinking some water, walking away. If it's summer, just go outside, take a big breath, just let it go. If it's winter, have some warm blanket on you, like something that's gonna comfort you, like you know that thing is gonna comfort you. I think it's the best way to deal tilt. Take 5 minute breaks. I mean, if you're losing 3 games, I know if I lose 3 games, I'm gonna start being tilted, and I prefer like to stop, take a break, play something else, then come back with the team, switch up the gears. Uh, those are my ways for dealing with those type of tiff. Of course, players, in-game trolls, memers, and whatever feeders uh, go with the flow, like troll them back. But I don't tend to type much. I just tend to ignore them, mute chat, or laugh at what they're saying. Uh, there's nothing you can do with those people. There's really nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is don't tilt for them, because that's why they want. Don't play into those cards. As best to play the set game, let's say, and just forget a little bit, man. Mute chat, I think, is the best. If you're not for 5 men talking and everything, muting chat, blocking the person when somebody's just toxic off the bat, block him when you're dead, report him if you want, but block his chat, block his chat. You don't want that. You don't need that. We we don't need toxic in our lives. There's enough stress in our lives, whether it's COVID, work related, or even video games. There's some video that just stress you out for X reason. Like for me, it's zombies. I don't play zombie games because I just get scared, the hell scared. So just block those people. Just mute them and move on. Try like no. That's what I think.
That's awesome advice.
Thank you.
Are there questions that you came prepared to ask or came prepared to answer, or that you expected Crin and I to answer that we haven't tonight?
No, I came here like open, like free for all. Like I didn't have any stuff except the team names and the team roster that's gonna happen. So I think overall it was awesome. I didn't come with something I expect to be asked. Uh, yeah, so no. I think it's 100% there.
Amazing. Crin, any last questions before we move to transition to our ending?
None for me, but I do see Berserker J in chat asks if you could have an Overwatch champion in HOTS, who'd you like to see? One that already.
Oh, it's Bridget or Sombra. 100% one of them. Waifu's number one.
All right, wife is number one. You heard it here first.
Excellent. Well, Ewok, you've been an amazing guest. Gave us some great stories and lots of great things to think about here. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to make?
Both of you, of course, with the podcast, I think it's an awesome idea, like to showcase a little bit of CCS per people, people that just comes here. Is honestly it's an awesome idea. It's great job, guys. Great job. Of course, my teammates from CCS 8, my future teammates from CCX 6. I think special shout out to Osprey, Wolfwife, Imarin for the logos and how we click together. Of course, there's other people from all CCS, Vault Creators, and stuff like everybody from CCS. Honestly, it's so much fun. I think I'm being pinged to share the logo.
Wolf's distracting you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just after that because we can. I don't think we can show in the Twitch chat. But yeah, overall,
If somebody DMs it to me, I'm happy to pull it up on stream as you continue to do your shout outs.
cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. Other people are like the French community, like Breakwood, Xatsi, Monsieur Kisti. All those people like help me up a little bit in the Heroes of the Storm It's just so awesome how uh, the past few years I'm being like loved or appreciated. It's just so much fun to see the community grow as a whole and people just supporting everybody. That's yeah, pretty much it. Like yeah.
Amazing. I mean, CCS is so wonderful. Like, I'm glad that you're like, you mentioned like shout out to the whole community because it really is so great. So many amazing people and such an amazing community here, which is, like, which brings us to, that's the reason that we did the chat show, right? Because we want to highlight these incredible people to help everyone get to know each other a little bit better. It's been a great first season. For those of you who didn't know, this is going to be our final episode of season 1 of the community chat show. But don't worry, we will come back. We're shooting to start up a second season of the community chat show, focused on, of course, season 12 of NGS. August 1st is our expected start date. It's a long time away, but in the meantime, we'll do other shows covering Nexo Mania. We'll do other interviews and things highlighting other CCS community events. Hopefully they don't compete with CCL, so that I can continue to double dip my involvement. We will probably interview maybe some people that aren't CCS, to answer your question, Lich Queen, during the off season. But if you really want to be interviewed, join a CCS team. That's a good way to get on the watch list for being interviewed. So again, this is going to be our final episode. So we don't have a guest to announce next week, which is actually like so sad for me to say. I'm getting in. Oh my goodness! Wait, there's no hot dog in here. What is this?
I wanted it. I wanted one hot dog there, but
Wait, where's the hot dog? I don't know if this. I think this needs a new logo.
I think it's beautiful.
I mean, there's no doubt it's beautiful. But where is the hot dog? Am I right?
We were thinking about the hot dog, but I think the fleur de lis to represent that we're French was less comic, less foolish.
Your name is Steamed Hot Dog. You can't back off the foolishness. It's out there.
But yeah, I honestly wanted a hot dog there, at least a sausage, because in French, when you say saucisse, it's SO6, so that's where the idea from saucisse hot dogs come. Like if I fried it down in the chat, like that, SO6 is saucisse. That just means sausage.
That's awesome. That is amazing. So I'm glad we got this reveal. So logo reveal, team name reveal, team roster reveal. Community chat show exclusive breaking news. You heard it here first. Again, we'll be back with the season 2 of the show on August 1st. Give or take a week, we'll see what happens there. But there will be other stuff here on the channel highlighting the CCS community. You no doubt there. In the meantime, again, Ewok, you have been an amazing guest tonight, sharing some spicy leaks with the committed crew. And Corinne, you've been a great host this first season. It's been a great, we'll call it 14 episodes. My interview of you will count as episode 0. It's been a great 14 episodes of season 1 of the community chat show. To all of you in chat, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out and learning from us. And
shout out to Valk's mom and to CCS2's girlfriend.
Yes.
Shout out to Valk's mom and to Emily, I guess, as well. All of you, hope you have an excellent rest of your Sunday night and a great week that comes up. We'll catch you guys next time in the Nexus and the Discord and all around. Bye!